The top 7 desserts that can cause belly fat. Sweet treats you should watch out for. Do you have a sweet tooth? Are you one of those people who can't resist grabbing a chocolate bar, a slice of cake, or a scoop of ice cream after a meal? While indulging in a sweet treat now and then is totally okay, if you're consuming these sugary delights frequently, you might be contributing to stubborn belly fat. That's right. Those sweet desserts you love so much might be silently working against you and your waistline. Now, let's get one thing straight. This isn't about demonizing all desserts because, hey, who doesn't love a good chocolate cake every now and then, right? But it's important to understand the ingredients in some of the most popular desserts and how they can contribute to increased fat storage, especially around the belly. You might have heard that sugar is the enemy when it comes to belly fat, but the real villain is a combination of excessive sugar, refined carbs, and unhealthy fats. When these three come together, they create a perfect storm in your body that results in insulin spikes, increased fat storage, and even inflammation. This, in turn, can lead to that dreaded belly fat. So, in this video, we're going to break down the top 7 desserts that might be secretly contributing to your belly fat. Let's dive into this sweet dilemma, shall we? Dessert number 1, donuts. A calorie bomb that won't satisfy your hunger. Let's kick things off with a dessert that just about everyone craves, donuts. Soft, fluffy, and coated with that irresistible sugar glaze, donuts are an iconic treat found in coffee shops and bakeries across the world. Who can resist picking one up with their morning coffee, right? But here's a little secret. While donuts might seem innocent at first glance, they can actually pack a whopping 200 to 400 calories in just one serving. That's right, one donut. And let's be real, how often do you stop at just one? It's tempting to have another and another until before you know it, you've eaten half a dozen. So what's really going on here? The issue with donuts goes beyond the immediate sugar rush you feel when biting into that sweet, soft dough. The refined flour and sugar used in most donuts cause your blood sugar to spike fast, followed by an immediate crash. This leaves you feeling sluggish and craving more sugar to get that high back. It's a vicious cycle. Over time, this constant roller coaster of blood sugar fluctuations can disrupt your insulin sensitivity, which means your body becomes less efficient at managing blood sugar, leading to more fat storage, especially around your belly. And it's not just the sugar to blame. Donuts are usually deep fried, which introduces saturated fats into the mix. Not to mention many store-bought donuts contain trans fats, those highly processed fats that are terrible for your heart and metabolism. These unhealthy fats promote inflammation throughout your body, which can contribute to fat buildup, particularly around the belly area. Now I know that sugary glaze is tempting, but unfortunately, it comes with a cost. So next time you find yourself craving a donut, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this one donut really worth the extra belly fat? Maybe, just maybe, there's a healthier alternative out there. Try making a homemade donut using whole wheat flour and natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup. It's a small change that can make a big difference without sacrificing that sweet, comforting flavor. Dessert number 2, ice cream, the creamy culprit that could be sabotaging your waistline. Is there anyone who can resist the rich, creamy goodness of ice cream, especially on a hot day? We've all been there, sitting on the couch indulging in a bowl or two of our favorite flavor, whether it's classic vanilla, decadent chocolate, or something more adventurous like cookies and cream. With endless options of flavors and toppings, ice cream is undeniably one of the most satisfying desserts. But before you dive into that cold, creamy treat, let's take a step back and think about what's really inside that bowl and how it might be affecting your waistline. Regular ice cream, as delicious as it is often packed with sugars, high fructose corn syrup, and unhealthy fats. These ingredients are more than just empty calories. They can actually contribute to weight gain and the stubborn belly fat that many of us are desperately trying to lose. The issue is that ice cream is deceptively easy to overeat. A little scoop here and there doesn't seem like much, but before you know it, you've consumed hundreds of extra calories without even realizing it. And let's face it, when it comes to ice cream, just one scoop is rarely the reality, right? What makes ice cream even more troublesome is its unique combination of sugar and saturated fats. When you consume sugar, your body experiences an insulin spike, which signals to your body to store fat, particularly in the abdominal region. On top of that, the saturated fats found in traditional ice cream further contribute to increased fat storage. This double whammy of sugar and fat is a powerful combination that leads to belly fat accumulation over time, especially if you're indulging in ice cream on a regular basis. Let's break this down. A single serving of your typical chocolate or vanilla ice cream can easily pack 250 to 300 calories. And that's just for a small bowl. And if you're like most people, that small bowl quickly turns into a larger portion. But the real kicker is when you start adding those tempting toppings: caramel syrup, chocolate chips, or a generous dollop of whipped cream. Suddenly, your sweet treat isn't just a guilty pleasure. It's a calorie bomb ready to explode on your waistline. If you're someone who can't live without ice cream, don't worry. You don't have to completely give it up. There are healthier alternatives out there that can satisfy your cravings without derailing your efforts to stay slim. For instance, consider swapping out regular ice cream for something like sorbet or frozen yogurt. These options tend to be lower in sugar and fat, while still offering that creamy texture and refreshing flavor you crave. Or, if you're feeling adventurous and want complete control over what goes into your dessert, why not try making your own at home? You can use natural sweeteners like honey or maple syrup, and even experiment with adding fresh fruits or healthy ingredients to create a healthier version of your favorite ice cream. By opting for these alternatives or being mindful of your portion sizes, you can still enjoy the cold, creamy indulgence that is ice cream, but without the negative impact on your waistline. After all, the key to healthy living isn't about completely depriving yourself, it's about making smarter choices and enjoying the things you love in moderation. So the next time you're reaching for that pint of ice cream, ask yourself, is it worth the belly fat? Perhaps it's time to swap it for something a little lighter, but just as sweet. Remember, enjoying your favorite treats is all about balance. And with the right choices, you can keep your waistline happy without giving up ice cream completely. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Let me know in the comments and share any healthy swaps you've tried. Dessert number 3. Cakes. The delicious trap for your waistline you didn't see coming. Let's talk about one of the most popular and universally loved desserts: cake. Whether it's a birthday celebration, a wedding, or a family holiday gathering, you'll almost always find cake at the center of the table. From the indulgent chocolate cake to the light and spicy carrot cake, or the rich, creamy cheesecake, it's hard to turn down a slice, right? But while cake may seem like the ultimate treat, the truth is, it might be silently sabotaging your waistline, and you might not even realize it. Here's where it gets interesting. Cakes are made with a combination of sugars, refined flours, and oils. Now, on their own, these ingredients don't seem too bad, but when they come together in the form of cake, they create the perfect storm for belly fat. Let me explain why this combination is so dangerous for your body and your metabolism. The main issue lies in the sugar and refined flour content. These ingredients spike your blood sugar levels quickly, causing your body to release insulin. If you're constantly eating foods that cause these insulin spikes, like cake, your body becomes insulin resistant over time. That's when things get tricky. Insulin resistance not only makes it harder to lose weight, but it also causes your body to store more fat, especially around your belly. And here's the kicker. Cakes don't just make you gain weight, they also offer very little nutritional value in return. Sure, that slice of chocolate cake might be comforting, but it's packed with empty calories. Meaning, it's full of sugar and fat, but it's missing the vital nutrients, like vitamins and minerals, that your body needs to stay healthy. So you're basically loading up on calories without getting any of the good stuff. If you're trying to keep your waistline in check, this is a recipe for trouble. Now, let's get real for a second. How many of us have casually grabbed a piece of cake without thinking twice, especially when it's sitting there tempting us on the counter? But just to give you an idea of what you're really consuming, a slice of chocolate cake can easily pack in anywhere from 300 to 500 calories, and that's just for one slice. If you're enjoying multiple slices, which, let's be honest, we all have, those empty calories add up fast, and they're usually stored as fat, especially in the stubborn belly area. But before you get discouraged and think you have to give up cake forever, here's the good news. You don't have to ditch your favorite dessert entirely. The key is to make some simple, healthier swaps. You can still indulge in cake without feeling guilty or worrying about packing on extra pounds. Instead of using refined white flour, try switching to whole wheat flour. It has more fiber and is digested more slowly, keeping your blood sugar levels steady. Swap out processed sugars for natural sweeteners, like coconut sugar or maple syrup, which are better for regulating your blood sugar. And instead of using unhealthy fats like butter or vegetable oils, consider healthier options like avocado or coconut oil. These swaps might sound simple, but they make a world of difference. By making just a few changes, you can create a healthier, guilt-free cake that still satisfies your sweet tooth, but doesn't come with the extra belly fat. So next time you're craving a slice, remember, you don't have to sacrifice taste to make smarter choices. With a little creativity, you can enjoy your cake without worrying about how it's affecting your waistline. Dessert number 4. Pastries. The hidden sugar bomb you didn't know was hurting your waistline. Let's dive into something that many of us enjoy on a daily basis without thinking twice. Pastries. You know, the ones that come in every shape and form, from buttery croissants to fruit-filled danishes, flaky puff pastries, and everything in between. These delicate, irresistible treats may seem harmless at first, but they're packing a sneaky punch when it comes to your waistline. If you're someone who grabs a pastry to go with your morning coffee or indulges in one as an evening snack, you might want to rethink your choices, because these delightful bites could be silently sabotaging your weight loss goals. Here's the kicker. Pastries are often stuffed with sugary fillings and made with refined flours, which creates the perfect recipe for weight gain. But that's not all. Many pastries are also fried or baked with butter, sugar, and sometimes even hydrogenated oils, all of which are calorie-dense and fat-producing. When you combine these unhealthy fats with the simple carbohydrates and sugars found in pastries, something happens in your body. You experience a rapid rise in blood sugar, followed by the inevitable crash. That's when the cravings kick in. Before you know it, you're reaching for another pastry, and the cycle continues. And guess what? That cycle directly impacts your waistline, especially around your belly, where the body tends to store excess fat. Now, let's talk numbers for a second. A single pastry, whether it's a croissant, a Danish, or a cinnamon roll, can pack between 200 to 400 calories. And if you're like most people, you're probably not stopping at just one, are you? That's right. Most of us end up eating multiple pastries in a single sitting, which adds up quickly, contributing unnecessary calories to your diet without providing any substantial nutritional value in return. So, not only are you consuming empty calories, but you're also fueling a blood sugar roller coaster that makes you crave more and more sugar, further intensifying the problem. The real danger here isn't just the calorie count, it's the long-term effect of these pastries on your body's ability to process sugars and fats. Over time, frequent consumption of pastries can lead to insulin resistance, a key factor in belly fat storage. That's why those cute little pastries at the bakery aren't as innocent as they seem. But here's the good news. You don't have to completely give up on your pastry cravings. If you're someone who loves indulging in a pastry every now and then, there are healthier alternatives out there. Instead of the traditional refined flour pastries, why not consider whole grain or almond flour versions? These options provide more fiber and nutrients while significantly reducing the refined sugar and carbs that contribute to belly fat. You can still satisfy your craving for that flaky, buttery goodness, but with far less damage to your waistline. So next time you're standing in front of the bakery display, consider making a more mindful choice. You don't have to say goodbye to pastries forever, but you might just want to take a step back and ask yourself, is it really worth the extra belly fat? The answer, more often than not, might just be to swap your usual pastry for a healthier option that doesn't set you back on your fitness journey. Dessert number 5, cheesecake. A decadent, high-calorie indulgence. Let's talk about cheesecake, the ultimate dessert that many of us can't resist. Whether it's a special treat for a celebration or just a moment of indulgence after a long day, cheesecake is undeniably one of the most satisfying desserts out there. Its smooth, velvety texture and rich flavor make it a favorite for dessert lovers everywhere. But here's the thing. Cheesecake is also one of the heaviest and most calorie-dense desserts you can choose. Why? Because it's loaded with some of the richest ingredients on the planet. Cream cheese, sugar, and that buttery crust that holds everything together. When you add all these together, you get a dessert that's not only delicious, but also packed with calories and unhealthy fats. A single slice of cheesecake can pack 500 to 600 calories, depending on the size and the toppings you choose. And let's be honest, how many times have you found yourself reaching for a second or third slice? The real danger lies in what happens after you consume this decadent treat regularly. The high amounts of sugar and fat in cheesecake don't just give you a quick burst of sweetness, they have a much bigger impact on your body in the long run. When consumed often, these ingredients can cause insulin resistance, a condition where your body's ability to regulate blood sugar becomes impaired. This in turn leads to increased fat storage, especially around your midsection, which is where that stubborn belly fat tends to hang out. Think about it. Every time you indulge in a slice of cheesecake, you're not just satisfying your sweet tooth, you're feeding your body a perfect storm of ingredients that makes it harder to lose belly fat. The cycle continues as you eat more sweets, and your body continues to store fat in all the wrong places. Now, I'm not saying you have to give up cheesecake forever, but if you're looking to avoid that belly fat buildup and still satisfy your cravings, there are healthier alternatives out there that can still give you that creamy, indulgent taste without the extra calories and sugar. For example, you could try Greek yogurt cheesecake, which has the same creamy texture but is lower in sugar and fat. Another great option is cashew-based vegan cheesecakes, which are not only lower in sugar but also free from the dairy and fats found in traditional recipes. These lighter options can still hit that sweet spot without derailing your health goals. So next time you're eyeing a slice of cheesecake, ask yourself, do I really need all those extra calories, or can I enjoy a lighter version that still delivers that creamy, satisfying flavor? With healthier alternatives, you can indulge without the guilt, and your waistline will thank you later. Dessert number 6, milkshakes. Creamy, sweet, and packed with hidden sugar. Ah, milkshakes. That creamy, cold, and irresistible treat that we all crave from time to time. Whether it's a classic chocolate shake, a fruity blast, or an indulgent dessert-style milkshake topped with whipped cream and a cherry, it feels like the perfect way to cool down and satisfy your sweet tooth. But before you dive in, have you ever stopped to think about just how much sugar you're really drinking when you enjoy a milkshake? A single milkshake can contain anywhere from 60 to 100 grams of sugar, and that's just for a medium-sized one. To put that into perspective, the daily recommended limit for sugar intake is about 25 to 37 grams for most adults, depending on various factors like age, gender, and activity level. So with just one milkshake, you could be consuming nearly 4 times the amount of sugar your body can handle in an entire day. Now, let's take a deeper look at what makes up this sugary, creamy delight. Milkshakes are usually made with a combination of whole milk, ice cream, flavored syrups, and often whipped cream on top. And while it might sound delicious, this combination creates the perfect storm of sugar, saturated fats, and refined carbs. Each of these ingredients is packed with calories and can contribute to weight gain, particularly when consumed regularly. What happens when you load up on all these sugar-laden ingredients? The first thing to understand is that these milkshakes cause a rapid insulin spike. Insulin is the hormone that helps your body process sugar and store fat. When you flood your system with sugar, your insulin levels shoot up, leading to fat storage, especially around the belly. That's right. Even though you might think you're just enjoying a quick treat, you're actually giving your body a sugar overload that promotes belly fat accumulation. Here's where it gets tricky. Milkshakes not only contribute to fat storage, but they also leave you feeling hungry again sooner than you'd expect. The rapid rise and fall in blood sugar levels after drinking something sugary causes a crash, which then makes you crave more food, leading to even more unnecessary calorie consumption. So, the next time you're tempted by that thick, creamy milkshake, think about this. You're indulging in far more than just a sweet treat. You're consuming empty calories that provide little to no nutritional value but contribute significantly to belly fat. Instead of treating your body to a sugar overload, why not try making a healthier version at home? You can blend some frozen fruits like bananas or berries, add a dash of almond milk or Greek yogurt, and even a bit of honey for sweetness. It'll satisfy your cravings while keeping you on track with your health goals. Milkshakes may seem like a harmless indulgence, but when consumed regularly, they can be a major player in belly fat accumulation. The key is moderation. Enjoy them occasionally, but don't let them become a daily habit that sets you back on your journey to better health. Dessert number 7, chocolate bars, the sweet temptation that packs on the pounds. Now, let's talk about one of the most irresistible indulgences, chocolate bars. And I'm not just talking about those fancy dark chocolates that health gurus claim are good for you. No, I'm talking about milk chocolate and chocolate bars loaded with sugar, artificial additives, and all kinds of processed ingredients that are definitely not doing your waistline any favors. Sure, dark chocolate with a high percentage of cacao can offer some health benefits, like being rich in antioxidants, but that's not the kind of chocolate we're often reaching for, is it? When we think about the chocolate we consume on a regular basis, whether it's a quick snack or something you're tempted to grab from the vending machine, you're most likely eating milk chocolate or processed chocolate bars that are packed with high fructose corn syrup, hydrogenated oils, and sugars. These ingredients are exactly the ones that make these treats incredibly addictive and, unfortunately, incredibly bad for your health. Let's break it down a bit. A single milk chocolate bar can easily pack 200 to 300 calories or even more, and it doesn't stop there. The issue with chocolate bars is that they're incredibly sweet, and that sweetness triggers our brains to crave more. This makes it so easy to go overboard. Before you know it, you've devoured a whole bar or two without even thinking twice. And that's where the problem lies. Because these chocolate bars are so calorie-dense, they contribute to increased fat storage, particularly around your belly. But here's the kicker. Chocolate isn't just a calorie bomb. It's also a major player in causing insulin resistance. When you eat foods high in sugar and refined carbs like chocolate bars, your body gets overwhelmed by the sugar spike, which in turn affects your insulin production. Over time, your body becomes less sensitive to insulin, meaning it has a harder time regulating blood sugar levels. And what happens when insulin is out of balance? Fat gets stored, especially around your abdominal area. So not only are you consuming empty calories, but you're also creating the perfect environment for belly fat to accumulate. And let's be honest, once you start eating chocolate, it's hard to stop. It's designed to be deliciously addictive, which is why moderation is so difficult. You don't just eat one piece and walk away. Chocolate bars make you crave more, leading you to consume even more sugar and unhealthy fats. If you're someone who loves chocolate, and who doesn't, I'm not saying you have to give it up entirely. But if you're serious about avoiding the belly fat trap, it might be time to rethink your chocolate habits. Next time you reach for that bar, ask yourself, is it worth the extra sugar and calories? Maybe try opting for dark chocolate with at least 70% cacao. It has less sugar, and you'll find you can eat less while still satisfying that chocolate craving. Just remember, the key is to enjoy it in moderation and be mindful of those sugar-laden chocolate bars that can easily pack on the pounds without you even realizing it. While it's okay to enjoy a sweet treat from time to time, understanding the impact of these desserts on your belly fat is crucial. High sugar, high fat, and refined carbohydrate desserts are the real culprits behind belly fat accumulation, especially when consumed in excess. However, it's not about being perfect. It's about being mindful and making healthier choices where you can. Remember, the occasional indulgence is part of life, but frequent consumption of these high-calorie, sugar-laden desserts will likely leave you with more than just a sugar rush. If you're serious about reducing belly fat, consider healthier dessert alternatives and pay attention to the ingredients.